Here I am, aka Morpheus. As you know me as my basic name as the author of 2020 America Rise or Fall, Leon C, aka Morpheus. Now, as you saw the title of this video, yes, it is called The Process of Elimination because we lack knowledge. Due to several of my emailers, of course, I'm going to answer some of your questions and I'm going to do a little teaching in this video because I see a lot of basic structures that's not being given. And I want to make it simple for you because a lot of you, well, a lot of us, we go to college, and yeah, when we get out of college, we forget some of the basic studies. And we definitely forget about some of the high school years that we have had as far as growing up and some of the lessons that they gave us, some of the basic studies of, what are the isms? I'm going to show you what the isms are. And I'm going to answer some of your vital questions concerning some of my other videos as well. Okay. Now, the process of elimination, as you may think. Okay. First of all, I'm going to give you a red pill in just a few minutes. That I was going to grab it, huh? But wait a minute. First of all, I want to tell you that it is not going to be what you think it is. Okay. But as you follow with me, you will begin to comprehend the process. You'll begin to understand somewhat of how this thing is happening and how you and what you can do to prevent yourself and help yourself. Because most times it's just knowledge that I'm going to give you today. I'm going to try to crunch it all in this 45 minutes or maybe this half an hour if I can. Okay. If not, I'm going to make a part 2. So I'm going to do the best that I can. So if I talk fast, you got to forgive me. If you have to replay this over and over again in order to catch what I'm saying, then that's fine. Okay. I'm speeding up the process so I can crunch this all in and try to get as much information as possible so as not to draw it out. So we're going to go to the beginning. So it's going to be a little bit of something for everyone in this. And now what some of you know of now, I have actually set up a Patreon, okay, and a GoFundMe. That way, if you want to find a way to contribute to my channel and you want to find an easier way to donate to my services to you, you have Patreon and you have GoFundMe. So you can choose either Patreon or GoFundMe. Either way it goes, whatever funds or whatever donations that you contribute to my channel, okay, I will always contribute to your emails. I will answer your questions. I will do the research. And as you've noticed in every other video that I make, I will find the answers. I will get it. And I will use the time that I have and the energy that I have to produce this video to give it right back to you. So the more you invest in your video, which this is your video, the more I'm going to put into your video to give back to you. How about that? Okay, so now you know I have a Patreon and I have a GoFundMe if you want to contribute. And I still got that book available, as I just described, 2020 America Rise or Fall Hard. If you need something to read and something that's going to be able to give you more avenues and options to empower you or your children, or you want to share it among your colleagues to give you more insight on our American downfall. Okay, we are here to uprise and empowerment. So I can't waste a lot of time. There were several questions. I'm gonna get on to the first beginning. Okay, an emailer asked me, according to your other video, Mr. Leon C, you talked about seedless fruits destroying the instincts. Can you give us an outline of the details of these seedless fruits, of how damaging that it can be according to statistics? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and check that off. I have read some things for you. I told you I do the research, and sometimes I can go a little deeper, but I don't have a lot of time. But I got some things to read to you that you can probably look up yourself. Okay, now right here on my basic tablet, okay, it is actually written down the statistics and the schematics of your seedless fruits. So hear me clearly. I am going to read it as to how they have put this down in context, in text, where you can see it. Okay, well, where you can hear it, but you got to figure out yourself. So obviously it's not my own handwriting, but listen to this. A seedless fruit fall under the general category called, I can't pronounce the word, so forgive me, Parthenocarphomy. Make myself say it, but I forget it. Okay, y'all may know how to describe it or say the word. I'm not even going to try. Okay, I did try, but the word meaning virgin fruit. Okay, this is a situation where fruits or the fruit develops without fertilization. Okay, I stopped it right there because the key word is develops without fertilization. Okay, that means her seed is not fertilized. When I talk about Mother Earth, okay, being able to produce seeds to be able to get back to you, the seed is not fertilized. Now, I'm going to go to the in-depth with this for a second. Just read with me, okay? Let me go to the next passage. It is written down here to stay away from seedless fruits. The traditional process of breeding seedless fruits was to cross a seeded female plant with a strand of seedless male. Seedless male. The offspring were seedless about 15% of the time. Then it's excessive, blah, 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 blah. Again, I got to tease you just because you got to do your research yourself. I'm just going to read the first headlines and the first beginning of it because there's things that you need to know of why I'm putting it this way, okay? Seedless fruits such as navel oranges are propagated asexual, usually by grafting. You see how I'm saying special words? Grafting. Asexual. You hear that? Seedless. The most frequent reason for lack of seed development are pollination failure, okay, or non-functional eggs, and you can continue to read on whenever you do your own research to fill it in, okay? Again, I'm only giving you just this few headlines. Now, I didn't go all the way with it because I stopped it at a point where now we're going to get to the subject where it ties into my teaching, okay? Now, if you notice, I said several things. Develops without fertilization, okay? Think about this at the woman's womb, okay? Non-functional eggs. Development or pollination failure, okay? A seedless strand of seedless males, okay? And what y'all should know the best or the most of how I put that into context is asexual and by grafting, okay? So those particular words are used for laboratory. Those particular words is when you are doing a experiment with your fruits and vegetables and you mix it up with chemicals. Okay. Now, as you notice, I didn't read all of it because I wanted to stop at the very first point because that's how we get ignorant when we keep reading it on because they try to put in big words in it where it confuses you and make you feel comfortable for the fact that it's seedless fruit. When they tell you the facts at the beginning, it's been developed. It's been grafted. It's been produced by another seedless male to produce this unnatural form of fruit that ain't gonna do nothing but sicken you. Now, when you tie that into some of the lifestyle that we have today, and again, this video is about empowerment. It's about empowering you, so it's not an attack on anyone. If you decide to do this, it's your business, okay? But that goes to show why I tell you it damages your instincts. You are what you eat. Now, listen to this. You are what you eat. You got the seedless fruit that has no intelligence of the earth to give to you, and it's unnatural. Now, because the unnatural seed is given to us, we live an unnatural lifestyle to where we think we can live without male spermicitis. Okay, we go into the laboratory and we want the doctor to give us this drop of some other male's, you can say genetic or injection. Okay, without the male interaction. Are you getting this? Okay. Or we have a lifestyle where we think we can be a single parent raising two kids of different gender, when common sense says you got to have two different genders to raise two different genders. Okay, it only makes sense. It can't be one gender to raise two genders because that be, again, an asexual situation. Okay, being asexual is already you could say it's a false way of living. Because there are billions of males on the earth, there's billions of females on the earth. So there's no need for a person to live asexual. Why would you live asexual or think that you have to produce something from asexual or asexuality like the movie Godzilla? The only reason why Godzilla had to produce himself or itself from asexual because Godzilla was the only person on the planet. Godzilla was the only kind of its species. Okay, so if there was only women on Earth, or an androgynous type of woman, or you could say just a woman themselves, okay, with no male species, then yes, you would have to produce asexually because there's no fertilization. Okay, there's no interaction with the opposite sex, same as the male. So we are living in a lifestyle where we are comfortable being unnatural based on what I just said. You are what you eat. They are telling you basically right here in your research that this fruit is unnatural. It's amalgamated. It's been laboratory mixed up to where it is producing seedless fruits that you are eating. So therefore you're eating an unnatural, you're being an unnatural lifestyle. You are feeding into the unnatural fruit. So therefore you become unnatural yourself. Therefore you produce an unnatural lifestyle. Okay. And that goes along with everything else. Now I know a lot of people just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I just don't understand. Okay. Let's go further then. If you don't believe that, I'm going to tie that into everything else that I have to talk about. Because I told you, sometimes my emails, when they email me, the subjects are just the same. It's not one thing. It's an apparatus of ignorance. It's an apparatus of destruction. Again, a process of elimination that you got to comprehend. Now, yeah, people have to do things because they don't have a choice but to do it. Okay, I understand there's some people that live an unnatural lifestyle because they are in a strict situation. Maybe they can't have kids. Maybe they can't interact with people. Maybe there is a special situation that happens. But you got to remember, out of 10 people that walk into the office, okay, only really 2 of them really have a serious case that might need the assistance of whatever the lab tech or scientist or doctor may have to offer. Okay, but the rest of the 8, okay, the rest of the 8 of them, okay, just go in there just for the fun of it. They go in there because of the common lifestyle that has been allowed into our society by the allowance of the decrease of the American quality, in which I am and you are trying to put back together. It's why I produce these videos to empower you. Okay. And as again, you invest, I invest. So let's go further with another question while we have the time to do so. Someone asked the question, and I know it's kind of elementary, but some of you got to learn because some of you don't know. You know, we leave college in our high school days and we forget the basic studies. So I'm going to help you out a little bit and polish you up. Someone wants to know, what do I mean by the isms? Because I said in one of my videos that I don't deal with the isms. Okay, let's talk about the isms. I'll call it capital jargon. I call it not a secret language, but a somewhat confusing language because some people forget about the definition of them. Okay, and oftentimes it's used so loftily, it's just thrown out there where you hear somebody have a conversation like capitalism or socialism or I am a liberalism or I'm liberalist, and a lot of people don't know what it is. Okay, so I went ahead and got the dictionary for you. Okay, the Webster's Dictionary, and I'm going to read it off to you that way we can somewhat remember and polish on each one of them. And it may not be for you, but it may be for other people who don't know what the definitions are. And if you forget about them, you can listen to this video and keep remembering. If you hear somebody say that, then you say, oh, I know what that means. Okay. First of all, I know it's kind of funny, but I got to put that in there. Black. Okay. What does black mean? First of all, to me personally, as Leon C, black means as black as my my tablet cover. Okay, that's what black is. Okay, you can see how my skin is. That's brown. Okay, this is black. Okay, this is brown skin. Okay, so let's just read the definition of Webster's Dictionary. Okay, having a very dark color of coal or the night sky. A very dark, because there is no light. Okay, the next definition, I'm gonna have to lighten this up because it looks like the screen is dark. Okay, this tablet's kind of, okay, there we go. I can see now. There we go. Okay, the next definition is of or relating to a race of people who have dark skin or who come originally from Africa. Okay, that's just you could say a common language. Oh, they're black people, but you know, realistically, it's still kind of silly because black is, you know, black. You know, that's what real black is. You can call it Akibulanians or brown skinned people, which make more sense, or people from Africa, or some people say African American. You know, that sort of thing. It makes more sense to say, oh, black guy. Like, dude, this is black, dude. Like, dude, with it black? This is brown. It's brown, not black. Okay. Going on to the next. Motherly. What does it mean to be motherly? Somebody say, oh, you're motherly. Motherly. A real mother. Okay. Or you could say motherly. Of a mother resembling a mother, showing the affection or concern of a mother. You'll say, what is a mother? I don't think I wrote that definition. Well, I didn't write it down. It's actually in the dictionary, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's on there. Anyway, I tie that into maternal. When I talk about maternal instincts, when I talk about how in America these females have to be more maternal. Okay. Or for some people say, oh, what does it mean to be maternal when every woman wants to be liberated? It's my body, my choice. And then, I don't want to have kids, and whatever happens, I want kids by going to the sperm bank, without being interacted with the male species, because I'm scared and I don't like males. I just want to be so unnatural where I just want the doctor to drop a seed in me. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. Maternal means of are relating to a mother. Some of us don't have mothers. Of are relating to a woman who is having a baby, sort of. Okay, are related through the mother. Okay. It says here also, inherited or derived from a female parent. Check this out. Maternal genes. Does it sound like that's being plucked out of our generation? It's just being taken out, the maternal genes. I don't want to be a mom no more. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to birth the new generation of America. I don't care. Let's go deeper. What does matriarchy means? Or you can say a matriarch. Matriarchy. Let me tell you. Let me show you. A family, group, or government controlled by a woman or a group of women. Next definition. A social system which family members are related to each other through their mother. A lot of people think that America has been a patriarchy for a long time. It's kind of funny when you look deep into the statistics, how even in the generations in the past, the government system always allotted the female to take care of the children or to bear the kids at home. Even though the man would go out and make his money, even though we would go out there and labor and cut the trees down and do the construction work and drive the big heavy trucks, okay, the biggest, most important, most crucial job is what was being done at home with rearing the children and teaching them 24 hours, 7 days a week. That was a job, okay? So it was more balanced than what you think it is. That's not a matriarchy or a patriarchy, because men didn't carry the children and women wasn't going out there with the jackhammer, okay? There was equality somewhere. We just don't want to see it. Now, let's get on to the next step. What is a patriarchy? Listen, a patriarchy. A family, group, or government controlled by a man or a group of men. A social system in which family members are related to each other through their fathers. Trust me, if it was a patriarchy that we had here in America, and a lot of these kids was raised through their fathers, okay, trust me what I say. When it comes to psychology and being a personal teacher myself, this new generation of boys and girls would not be growing up as sensitive as they are. If you think it's a patriarchy, you're wrong, okay, because these boys and girls, they will be tougher. Okay, they wouldn't be so sensitive if somebody bullied them online and, oh, you talked about me. And, oh, they talking about my shoes. I want to bring a rock to school so I can just throw it at everybody. Okay, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying that's why we have a sensitive generation. It's not because men are raising them, but you could say some of the men themselves are also sensitive. Okay, a real man don't make a sensitive man. A real man actually creates and strengthens up a boy to become a man over time. Okay, we actually see in the softening of the cush lifestyle and the moist behavior of our society, because men aren't men and women aren't women. So where does the kids go? Oh, I don't know. I can be whatever I want to be. I can, whatever I feel, even though the plant says it's a tree or it's a stump or it's a bush, or it's poison ivy. We said, well, I feel like the tree is, it's a couch, even though it's a bush, because I'm allowed to call it a couch. Even though I can see that it's a bush, I can feel that it's a bush, and it's green like it's a bush and plants. But because we're all twisted up, wrong is right, right is wrong, we don't know the right definition of it. Now, get on to the next word, okay? Some of you have also heard alleged all the time. You don't know what the definition is. I'm giving it to you right now because my emails, I know some of you already understand these words and definitions. I have to do this because I have viewers and people who are willing to learn, and there's nothing wrong with polishing what you think you know, okay, to expand what you already think you know and to polish it. The problem is we don't polish our heads. We don't polish what's up here. We only polish what's going on in here. Now, meaning accused of having done something wrong or illegal, but not yet proven. Second definition, said to have happened, but not yet proven. That's what alleged means. Okay, let's go to the next definition. To indict. What do you mean to indict? Somebody's just been indicted. What is indict? Okay, to formally decide that someone should be put on trial for a crime. Okay, or you can go for the next definition. To charge with a fault or offense. He's been indicted. Okay, or alleged to be indicted if they put it in those particular terms. But indicted is more like a confirmation that they've done something wrong. Now it's past alleged to indicted. Okay. Next, now we're getting close to the isms, but I'm gonna get there. Conservative. What does it mean to be a conservative? I know you hear a lot of people say that constantly all the time. What does it mean? I'm a conservative. What's a conservative? Okay. Believing in the value of established and traditional practices in politics and society, relating to or supporting political conservatism. Next detail, our next definition is of or relating to the conservative party in countries like the United Kingdom and Canada. Okay, here's another definition. Not likely or accepting changes or ideas. Conservatism. Now, what does it mean to be an internationalism? I'm international. Internationalism. The belief that it is good for different countries to work together. Okay. Now, I think you had another definition down here. It says a policy of cooperation amongst nations. We're going to the next word. Here we're getting close to the isms. Now we're at the isms. Imperialism. What does it mean? We hear people say, "What? This is imperial idea or imperialism." We don't deal with imperialism, or we do. Okay. A policy or practice by which a country increases its power by gaining control over other areas of the world. Next definition, the effect that a powerful country or group of countries has in changing or influencing the way people live in other poor countries. That's imperialism. Let's go to the next definition of isms. Globalism. Globalism. A national policy of treating the whole world as a proper sphere for political influence. Okay. So that's the Webster's Dictionary definition on that one. There's more to it, but it's not showing up. That's okay. What is liberalism? I'm a liberal. Liberalism. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying the definition here. Belief in the value of social and political change in order to achieve progress. You might see a lot of liberals around here. Belief in value of social and political change in order to achieve change, for progress of change. Change. Okay? Let's see this definition down here, another one, but I kind of covered it up with my hands, but that's okay. I got big hands. I just can't just cover up the whole thing. It's bigger than my tablet there. See how big that hand? I'm bigger than my hand, right? Let's go like that. I might be able to play basketball, huh? Look at that. That's a big hand. Okay. Going on to the next. Feminism, which is the big thing. What is the isms of feminism? It says here, the belief that men and women, listen, here we go. The belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. Next it says organized activity in support of women's rights and interests. It seemed to me they skipped past the first definition, just went down to the activity in support of women's rights and interests and forget about the man. He just don't mean anything. Okay? Go to the American courts today and you'll see that for yourself. Why is it 80% of the homes are single mothers? Where's the fathers? Why is it when it comes to the child support and alimony, it's always to the woman and never to the man? Okay, why is it that these women always looking for a rich dude to take care of her? But you know, there's some rich women out there, but they don't never find them a poor dude, or they don't never decide to marry this guy who works at a fast food restaurant. Okay, and you rarely see it on the news that she said, oh, you know what, this guy over here, he's a dump truck driver. Okay, he's not making millions a year. He probably barely able to scrape to see next month. But you know what, I'm going to be with him because I love him for him. No. Usually a woman's always looking for another man who makes as much money as her or more. Okay. But yet you notice in Hollywood and in the public scene, on social media and everywhere, where it's constantly bombarded that there's always a wealthy, very connected guy, okay, accepting a lesser girl. Okay. I wonder, whenever I think about that, I'm trying to think, it kind of strikes me. And I'm going to add this to it. I wonder who really loves truly. When you think about it, just take this. This is not an argument or a debate. Just think about it for a second, since we're on the subject. Think about it. You got a woman who's financially wealthy. She's always looking for somebody on a general basis who has as much money as her or more. Okay, so she's looking for the plutonic, the what do you call that? The vanity of things, the luxury and the gold and jewelry. But this man over here, he's wealthy. He got enough connections and things like that. But his frequency isn't just, he could be with somebody at his level and go for a woman who maybe make it around there to support him and his empire or whatever that case may be. But he has the potential on an often, okay, constantly to be with the lady who is not making that much money to him. She might be a waitress, or she might be working at IHOP. Okay, she might be just, you know, a regular warehouse worker, and he takes the time to be with her. Okay, so he's not looking for her status. He's just looking to be with her for who she is and whatever she has to offer as an individual, versus this woman who's looking for what the man has to offer. I'm gonna let you think about that for yourself. He's looking for the woman for who she is and what she has to offer as being a girl. Okay, but this woman over here is looking for a guy, okay, to look for what he has to offer, not being a man or a guy, but what he has in his pocket to deliver. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a case where, oh, I need him to make as much money or more than me. Okay, where she's looking for a retirement plan, or she's looking for somebody to keep continuing her life of vanity. You see that? So I'm gonna let you. It's not Leon C's opinion. I'm gonna let you figure it out for yourself. You write what you want on the comment box on that, and you make your own decision. Because you do your research, you can figure out like, okay, maybe this person loved more than the other person. Maybe this other gender is more true than the other gender statistically at a general level, if you do your variations, because men have always been men for years. Men have suffered for women for years. Men have always went out there to do what they need to do. Okay, but you have one gender or species who's constantly, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, that's up to y'all. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, because this is empowerment. Okay, that's just something that's on my mind. I'm gonna let y'all have that. Okay. because we're running out of time. Next is totalitarianism. What is a totalitarian? Okay. Controlling the people of a country in a very strict way with complete power that cannot be opposed. A totalitarian, that's what that means. Sounds tyrannical. Some people hear the word capitalism. What does it mean? What is capitalism? What is capitalism? All right. A way of organizing an economy so that the things that are used to make and transport product, such as land, oil, factories, ships, are owned by individual people and companies rather than by the government. You get that? That's what capitalism is. What is socialism? Next word, socialism. A way of organizing a society in which major industries are owned and controlled by the government rather than by individual people and companies. That's what socialism. A lot of people talk about. You may hear a lot of people talk about on social media socialism. Or somebody, this turned out to be a socialist state. We can't deal with socialism. We need capitalism. You may hear them say that. So now you have more of a polished idea of what it really means. Okay. I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to go ahead and indent this and make a partition to this. If I don't have to make a part 2 video, that'd be fine. Maybe I can just mesh it together. Okay, but we'll see what happens. Because we ran out of time on this one, and I'm going to awaken you on the next